Welcome to On Caring, the project. In June of 2020, Drs. Jerry Flourish and Jeffrey Longhofer produced 5 vodcasts describing the crisis of the coronavirus and COVID-19 in our nursing homes, our prisons, among frontline workers, and communities of color, those most vulnerable to the coronavirus. In the fall 2020, these vodcasts will be used at the Rutgers University School of Social Work graduate program. We're inviting others to use our vodcast and to also join us in a monthly update as we explore caring in the age of the coronavirus. In August 2020, we launched our website On Caring, the project, where we invite a conversation on what we care about, who we care about, and how we care. We think of caring as a watershed, channeling needs and desires along streams of interdependent relationships: respect, gratitude, recognition, responsibilities, and justice. We will produce podcasts, vodcasts, and a daily blog on caring. In our first 9 episodes, we will focus on what we are calling the 9 modes of caring and the watershed moment produced by the coronavirus. We will be talking to scholars and practitioners, ethicists and artists, and filmmakers, poets and writers, to consider our modes of caring, their limitations and potential. You will find on this website the first 5 vodcasts we produced for the Rutgers School of Social Work on the COVID-19 crisis. The project was inspired by our observations of many failures in caring exposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. We learned that existing safety nets were not prepared to catch us as we fell. How did this happen? What can we learn? What alternatives to our current welfare and benevolent states as protectors and guarantors of our safety might be imagined? How might communities imagine practices of caring without walls, borders, police, military, and intrusive forms of surveillance? These questions and many more require thoughtful engagements across the disciplines and our society in order to imagine different modes of caring practices, research, and policy. Welcome to On Caring, the project. The watershed as a metaphor to help us think about the complex and layered dynamics among and between modes of caring. With this metaphor, we invite you to think with us about how these relationships shape our daily lives, our politics, our communities, our habits of mind, and our capacity to imagine a future fundamentally different from our present one. The project takes seriously how we explain these complicated relationships and how we move toward a truly critical social science and practice. Again, we invite you to join us in an ongoing conversation about this watershed moment. In September 2020, we will produce a monthly update, a podcast on the coronavirus COVID-19 crisis. We will be visiting with scholars and researchers, epidemiologists, philosophers, and ethicists. There are several additional ways that you can follow our thoughts on COVID-19, the coronavirus, and more generally on caring, the project. First, you will find a blog where we will make daily entries and hope to engage our audience in critical and thoughtful ways. Second, you will find a section on our website dedicated to connective key ideas. Here you will find the thinkers who've most influenced the On Caring project. It will be frequently updated to reflect the changing influences on our project. Especially important among the key ideas are the thinkers who are helping us work on the very crucial problem of healthcare inequalities and extreme economic inequality. Third, you will find teaching resources and a study guide. The teaching resources and study guide will be regularly updated to reflect the moment that we're living through and also to reflect the interests of the project on caring. To access the study guide and teaching resources, you need only go to our website, where you will find a link to the study guide and an option to subscribe to updates. On our website, you will find a link to the 6 vodcasts that have been produced over the course of the last several months, along with updates as they occur each month. You see here these 6 vodcasts: brief introduction, the coronavirus, social and economic inequality, healthcare inequalities, considerations of practice, values, and ethics, and then our particular perspective on what we're calling a critical social work, a truly transformative social work. And this perspective runs throughout the 5 podcasts and invites the listener into a conversation with us about the kind of transformative social work, research, and scholarship necessary as we move forward and emerge from the COVID-19 era. We're also inviting those interested, faculty, staff, students, and practitioners, to contribute to our project. Please join us as we deepen the conversation about a caring society in the context of the coronavirus and COVID-19 crisis. COVID-19 and the coronavirus reminds us of how important it is to use different media for communication. The project will use vodcasts, podcasts, live webinars, and a blog. We have also created a dynamic webpage which will change day to day and invite you into a conversation with us using these different media.
And it is our hope with this media to broaden the conversation beyond the twofold way that social workers have communicated in the past: professional meetings and print journals, toward a conversation that will include people across the disciplines, students with practitioners, activists and community organizers, policymakers, and all those affected by our policies. So it is our hope that On Caring the Project will broaden this conversation.
que se puede.